Good morning.
Hello all. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Monday morning.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Very nice day.
What a beautiful day.
Oh, I love that. By the way, okay, first of all, before we get into what we did on the weekend,
Yes.
I'm Natalie Jones, and you're watching The Wake Up Call.
I'm Ken McKim.
I'm Dave Preston, and I'm going to become an opera star.
Ah, that'd be awesome. You and I, actually, I really do want to come on sometime and sing
you
with
have
you.
to come. You must.
All right, we're way up tall.
Look at how tall we are.
Well, I think we're not so much tall as we are where we should
Well, I'm
be.
not tall. I'm not tall.
Well, you are today.
This makes me feel like a tall guy. It's cool.
No, it's just we look a little better because we've decided that just seeing us from the shoulders up is kind of weird.
Yeah, you can see our whole bodies.
More or less.
I don't know if
For
that's
good or bad.
Yeah, maybe I need to button this up more.
No, it's all good. We're coming to you live from the Bonanza Casino here in beautiful Reno, Nevada. The weather is spring-like.
They're saying, Stella was asking, did you all grow over the weekend? And Nikki says, maybe it's the rain in Reno.
And the whole point is that we rarely ever see this kind of spring weather.
Yes.
This is very
in May
unique.
Especially, yeah.
You know, it's very unique for us to get the water. But the good news is we've had thunder and lightning, but it's come with rain. Usually we only get the lightning.
The dry.
And that means fire.
Yeah.
And we've got plenty of that.
Yeah.
It's been a beautiful weekend, and it's going to be a really good week. So over the weekend, lots going on. Everybody was hanging out. And what did you do this weekend? Just got home.
This weekend, I really, I just got back from my holidays, so I had to do some basic yard work, some basic housework, and the dogs are in their final days of shedding.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, that's an interesting problem, and a little tip that you can do: once about every 3 days, give your pet a raw egg.
Really?
When they're shedding, because it adds the oils and the cholesterol to their system that they need to help get the shedding over with and get the coat back to.
Oh, I see.
They're dry, and so it puts oil in their skin.
Huh, I'll try that with my cat. I don't know if my cat would eat an egg, but.
Oh, if you know what? Pour a little tuna fish juice over it.
Yeah, she loves tuna juice. How was your weekend?
My weekend was okay. Ian, Ken, you look so serious. I'm not awake. I'm seriously sleep deprived. My allergies were killing me this weekend. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I spent most of the weekend indoors. My allergies were absolutely killing me, so I was zoned out on Benadryl for most of it. We wanted to try to go see Iron Man 3 this weekend, but Karina wasn't feeling good, and so it was just kind of we didn't do much. It wasn't an exciting weekend. Watched a lot of TV.
Yeah, it was a wild weekend. I did cook last night though for Cinco de Mayo. It was really good. I made this amazing chili paste thing that I put on the meat, and it was really good.
It's all good.
It was super good. So we're going to go into some news. We also have some really exciting news in an interview with Debbie from Tony from Integrity Casting, and there's been some shift in some stuff here locally with going to be more movie productions coming, and I am so excited to Nevada. So that's going to be on.
In the legislative session, we finally got some favorable tax incentives passed, so there will be more filming happening in Nevada as a result of that.
Yeah,
it's about time.
It's kind of funny, and I always this is what was when they did Love Ranch, when they did the story.
Yes.
80, almost 90% of it was filmed in New Mexico.
Oh, really?
And they came here. They came here and did about a handful of drops, and they shot here for about a week. And they used the old arch, and they used the old Fitzgerald.
Right.
It was a very good friend of mine, Robin Halliburton at the time was the deputy director of film, and so
I know Robin.
Yeah, and so I got together and got to meet Joe Pesci, and it was a lot of fun to see this, but it was kind of ironic that we had so little filming done when the Mustang Ranch is 20 minutes away from here.
Well, that's the same people don't realize. Reno 911 is not filmed in Reno.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
No.
They took some B-roll. Right. Some B-roll, which I love that show, by the way. I think it's flippin' hysterical. But it is not in Reno, so just like...
it's funny you say that because the perception a lot of people have of Reno is based on, and this comes,
Reno 911?
This comes from people at the RSCVA. They have mixed emotions about it. Yes, it
I
brings
just think
notoriety.
it's funny, though.
Gary
Well, it
asked,
is.
didn't Reno used to be the place to hang out before Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, Reno is older than Vegas. Yes, it is.
Yes.
But what Reno became known as was the divorce capital of the world. Because all you had to do is be a resident here for 6 weeks, and you get divorced.
Right.
So all these starlets from Hollywood, but more importantly, all the socialites from New York and Philadelphia would take the train.
Yep, they would.
And get out here.
You remember the movie The Women?
Yes.
She comes to Reno, and that's the whole scenario is she wants to get a divorce.
And one of the famous dude ranches that they stayed at is just down in Washoe Valley, which is about a 25-minute drive from here. And there's a really great book written about this is the divorce capital, and it was for years and years. And believe me, some of the wealthiest people in the country who got divorced in the day, and this we're talking about 30s, 40s, into the 50s, until they started changing the laws. That was great.
Ann says, I have to say it's nice to see you guys. You are not hidden anymore.
Yeah.
Hello.
And that's the case.
Thank you, Ann.
It makes us look a little better, and we're real. We're not just talking heads, so to speak.
Sal, I am not hacking while hosting. I have my iPad on a timeout, and every time it does, it locks because I have a security code, so I have to keep unlocking it.
So we should probably get to our news before we just chat on about what we did on the weekend. We're so glad that you decided to join us. Dave, why don't you start?
Well, what I'm going to talk about is something very interesting and anomaly. You know, The Voice is a really big show on television.
Yes.
But I don't know if you saw, but the last ratings came out. A show called Duck Dynasty beat them in the ratings.
Stupid show. Okay.
I know. I mean, do you? I never saw the show until I was accidentally flipping through the channel.
Did you like it?
I thought it. Well, first of all, you tell me that those people are true backwood rednecks, and I'll say, oh no.
I don't know what they are.
No, but aren't they articulate? Don't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they? It's almost like it's scripted. Whatever they're doing there, those guys, even the father, who looks to come off like this. I mean, these people look like the proverbial backwood. Typical,
it's a stereotype.
You know, long beard, long hair, redneck.
Lee says it's awesome.
But it's a crazy show. But what impressed me was how articulate, how structured it was, and they were almost, and I say this like actors, and they're supposed to be a real family. And for those of you who don't know, this is a crazy story about a company in Monroe, Louisiana, and they invented a duck call called the Duck Commander, which became the most popular, the most widely sold duck call. And they made millions and millions of dollars on it.
Yeah.
And in this particular episode that I happened to see, they bought a winery, but they forgot to notice there were no grapes in the winery.
Oh.
So this show was about them making their own wine. They went and got table grapes from the grocery store. They poured sugar and yeast in a bath.
Sugar.
Well, that's it,
right.
But it was. But what was more amazing to me is it beat The Voice, which is a really successful show on network television, versus A&E. I think
I guess
on
good
A&E.
for them then.
But it was a crazy show, and I just wanted to say that's the evolution of television. That things like that are taking over what we always know as standard television. The other thing I want to bring up about television is how much HBO, Showtime stars are all pushing, go to the internet to see what you missed. Again, as we've said many, many times, internet television is where it is and where it's going to be very soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's my first story.
That's awesome. Well, I have one. So another just kind of entertainment. So over the weekend, now, you know, Iron Man 3 was released abroad first, and they've made so much money. This weekend, Marvel's Iron Man 3 opened to gargantuan numbers in the U.S. The film, which stars Robert Downey Jr., by the way, really one of my favorites there, as the title character, opened domestically with $175.3 million, making it the second best opening weekend in history. The Avengers was the biggest. Now, it's been 2 weeks that they've done it internationally, that it's been released internationally. It's already made $680 million worldwide in 2 weeks. And they're pretty much saying this it might trump everything. But nowadays it seems like every movie is making, you know what I mean? Like now, I don't know. Well, the numbers are bigger and bigger and bigger all the time.
Well, it's very interesting that they're doing a lot of releases in Europe first, because somehow Europeans have more of a passion to go to the theater because they don't, even though they have exposure, you go to the movie theater, right?
Yeah.
Even though they don't have they have some exposure in cable and DVD to a certain extent, there's still that magic, and that's their special treat. I mean, it's an interesting mentality how Europeans make going to the movie a very special event.
Well, that's because it is a special event.
I love going to the movies.
Yeah, it's so common.
Go to the movies anymore.
Oh, I love it.
People have, people have ruined the movies for me because they're loud, because they talk on their frickin' cell phones during the movie, because they won't shut up.
I understand, but I don't have that.
They bring babies to Bond movies. I will never forget when it was Pierce Brosnan's first Bond movie. First time out as Bond, right? GoldenEye. Yep. I'm sitting there, I'm getting ready to enjoy a Bond film, and I hear this screaming toddler, and I'm all, oh great, and I said this out loud. Someone brought a baby to a Bond movie, and everyone laughed, but I was so pissed because I hate going to the movies anymore. It has to be a really good movie.
Well, it's hard when you bring kids to a movie, I can tell you.
Don't
I like
bring kids to a movie. If you can't afford a babysitter, don't bring your toddler to a movie. I'm sorry, it's not good for the toddler. It's loud. It's going to hurt their ears. They're not going to remember the movie.
No, it's not. They're not being entertained.
That is inconsiderate. But I still like the movies. It holds a special magic for me to go to the movies and the smell of the popcorn and everything. But
sorry, I tend to get a little passionate about certain topics, and I believe we should all be considerate of one another.
Sure.
But
I mean, that happens everywhere.
I know, but there's a new generation of parents, it seems, that believe that everyone should cater to them.
Sure.
And everyone should do what they want to do, and we should just put up with it. And I mean, back in the day, if I was being an ass, my parents would rip me out of the restaurant, and we were home, and my butt would get swatted in the car. But nowadays, it's like, oh, if you don't like my kid, tough, deal with it. And no, that's not the way it should be. Be considerate. That's
I agree. I do agree with that. Well, and some places are just not for children. I don't know. Maybe they're coming to the nightclub next. I mean, I don't know. You know, hanging out in the nightclub with the baby. We'll see. All right. So Iron Man did exceptionally well. Hey, I missed on Friday because I wasn't feeling good. But how did Oscar said it was good?
Oh, it's an entertaining movie. The thing is that the director.
He was? Oh, boo.
The director took license and did things his way. And again, the first two movies were done by one director. This movie's done by another.
Yeah, that's always.
And one of the great characters, Mandarin. Everybody has an anticipation because he's always been a super secret behind-the-scenes character, and when he's introduced, he's less than what people expect.
Oh, yeah, well, can't win them all. All right,
and Ben Kingsley plays Mandarin, so there's a great actor doing that.
I love Ben Kingsley.
Okay, so if you're a teacher and you're going to date one of your students, and you want to keep it on the down low,
right?
You probably shouldn't show up to the prom after party, which is exactly what this lady did. Nikki Sherowitz, she's 25, she's a teacher, she's a young teacher, and she's your stereotypical, hot blonde cookie cutter type. And so she has been involved with this student. He's only 17, I believe. And it's been going on for a while now, a few weeks, probably about 8 weeks. And so she was involved with him, and no one knew until she showed up drunk to the prom after party. One of the students asked her to leave, and so she said, sure, and then she took her boyfriend with her, grabbed him by the hand and come on, honey. And so that's how the police learned that there was an inappropriate relationship going on. Of course, there's all sorts of, illicit texts going back and forth, all the sexting. And
in this day and age, that type of stuff is ridiculous because, and here's the bad news. Even if it's not true with social media, particularly if you happen to be a teacher, you have a very difficult time because you are now the police are taking a whole different approach to this and saying you according to other students you're doing this now, try to prove you're not. So it's craziness.
I am not hacking your bank account. I did that last week. Eric says, I don't think there are many students that would say no to her. Probably not.
What do you think about that? You can you're 24 or 25.
Right.
You're actually really close to like an 18-year-old. That's not that far away.
Yeah.
And these women are quite beautiful. Not that they shouldn't be, but what do you do? I mean, it's kind of dangerous.
You don't go into that field if you think you could at all be compromised by.
You just got to pat him on the head and say, no, honey.
And the problem is from the legal point of view. At the age of 18, at the age of 18, they are technically legal. But anything under that, regardless of consent, with a student-teacher environment, it is still considered statutory rape by law.
Yeah,
and you know, a lot of people, and that's what the great thing in all the years, kids don't realize that when you're underage, even though you think it's consenting, a senior in high school, a sophomore in high school, that's still statutory rape by code.
Oh, of course.
And kids don't understand that. That's
Lucy says this is her first time on the show. She said she read the guide in the R&R this weekend, and she thought that she would check it out. Thank you so much for chatting in. We do appreciate that. We are live and local.
Yep.
Well, LL.
We should say hello to everybody, by the way. King, Bill, Newman, Barry, Olive, Vic, Eric, Ian, Liam, Pete, Amy, who would seriously let loose if a teacher did anything like that with one of her sons.
I know.
Good for you. Tony Suddy is watching us.
Hi, Tony.
Ann, Mel, Gary, Carrie, Denny, Lee, Sal99. Stella, Nikki, Eric, Debs, everybody.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
chatting in.
2 UFOs were witnessed 1,200 miles apart, and this seems to be strange, and it came in the shape of a triangle. Reports 2 hours apart in 2 different time zones on April 27 this year, according to testimony from the Mutual USO Network. Witnesses reporting the data about 9:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A Tennessee witness driving along Highway 70 near Pleasant Hill reported watching a large triangular-shaped object hovering over power lines, and it's called Muffin, which is of course the Mutual UFO Reporting Network, case number 47032. The witness is returning from a grocery shopping in Crossville when they had appeared in the sky above them. Then all of a sudden he noticed this triangular shape. He said the light was several feet across. It was illuminated. The object looked dark for a while. It was gray. Then the shape of the triangular with different curves. Then all of a sudden, again 1,200 miles away, another report came in saying it was about 8 feet across, and noticed that the object had pulsing lights. A very similar description of what this looked like, and the actual reports were only about 10 seconds apart from the sighting, so hard to know. This was the witness was in Arapahoe County in Colorado. So the UFOs are back, and maybe it's the summertime. The summer, they only come in the summer because it's cold where they live.
People are eating pot brownies on their vacation.
I'm with Muffin.
UFOs are alive and well.
I'm with Muffin. Herb says he thinks he saw one near Elko. You know, I don't know. I've never seen a UFO. It'd be super cool to see one. I mean, or maybe scary. I am a little bit scared by the thought that they come and steal you from your bed at night and then do like bad things to you.
They probe you.
Yeah, there's probably a room.
Or maybe I really want that. No, I'm just kidding. There's probably a room at the ranch. No, I mean, that's really scary. Think about somebody coming and say, you know, and they show those scary movies, you know, the alien movies, and they have those big heads and the big eyes and the real skinny bodies, and they're like, come on.
Well.
Or what do you think? Have you ever heard about, you know, Men in Black is not, I mean, it's the movie, but it's really a phenomenon where they said there's these men in black suits that are like abductions.
We already know a couple of months ago there were files released that the FBI had investigated UFOs, and they took the reports,
investigated,
but they never closed the case.
Interesting.
It's very, very real out there.
So I have a little bit of sports. So did you watch, you know, the Kentucky Derby?
I did watch the Derby. I was there, so to speak.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was at a party, so.
It actually did really much better. It was up 16% from last year. I think it's cool because I like horses. I want to tell you a funny story. The horse and mint juleps.
The horse that finished second was a 50-to-1 shot, and it was the number 4 pole position. Now in horse racing, when it rains and it's a muddy track, changes everything. Well, it does. You got to stay to the rail, and you got to get out front, because the mud thrown from those horses. You saw even the winner how muddy they were. And I said I should put $6 on that horse just to win place and show. Had I put that $6, I would have won about 300. I didn't.
Dave
But
has the gambling tips.
Yes, but I bet on Orb. So I did win. That was
okay, well,
that was the 18th horse. So, but what you saw, if you saw it, is the horses that knew what they were doing almost immediately got to the rail.
And that's where experience comes into play.
Oh, you've got to do it. Yeah.
I think it's cool.
20 horses, though, that's the other thing. There were 20 horses, and they're down to 18 at full time, but that's still a lot of horses.
That is a lot of horses.
He's
But it was fun.
a thoroughbred, Mr. Orb.
Yep.
And the next chase will be the Triple Crown at the Preakness Stakes on May 18th.
There you go.
So cool. All right. Can you take us on out? Sorry we didn't get to your other story. We'll have to get to it tomorrow.
No worries. I can always say this. So we're going to be right back. You're watching LoadedTV.com, the Wake Up Call live from the Bonanza Casino in Reno, Nevada. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And you want a salt and pepper to taste. Hi, I'm Chef Dave Preston, Chef de Cuisine of Wake Up Call on LoadedTV.com. I'm also Nevada's guru of the good life, and I live in a world where without technology, I would fall so far behind. I use technology every day. I use the internet. I use video on demand, and I have a high-tech phone, and it all comes from Charter Communications. They have a thing called the Triple Play. For $29.95 a month for the first 12 months, you get the fastest internet, according to PC Magazine, over 10,000 titles on video demand, and a telephone that has local and long-distance calling unlimited. It's a great way to resource. It's a great way to get knowledge and information. It's something I live with each and every day. Again, it's called the Charter Triple Play. If you want to find out a little bit more about it, you can call 855-75-SWITCH or go online for charter.com and learn about the Charter Triple Play. It's my preference. It makes me better at what I do, and you can say that Nevada's guru of the good life said Charter Communications will answer all your questions.
New Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
Welcome to Mario's Portofino Ristorante Italiano in the heart of Reno's Midtown District. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. It's a family-owned restaurant serving authentic and delicious Italian dishes using the finest homemade pastas and the freshest ingredients in all our recipes. Chef Roberto Galizia set out to create the only Italian restaurant in northern Nevada to feature a menu that reflects the true palate of Italian cuisine. Portofino Ristorante offers a warm, inviting atmosphere which makes you feel like you're in the heart of Italy every time. Ciao! There is certainly a lot of good food here at the Bonanza. I'm Chef Dave. I'm going to make a foodie out of you. Give us a watch each and every morning, and we'll talk about wine, produce, food, great recipes, fun things to do around Reno. Every weekday morning from 9 to 10, it's Wake Up Call.
And welcome back. You're watching LoadedTV.com. This is the Wake Up Call live from the Bonanza Casino in Reno, Nevada. I'm Ken McKim, and this is your Tech Bites update. So, you know I love stories where technology can actually help improve people's lives in a meaningful way. Well, I was scouring the internet for interesting stories to talk to you guys about, and I came across this one, and it was really cool. These two graduate students were traveling overseas. They happened to be, I believe it was in China or Japan when an earthquake had hit, and so they kind of firsthand saw how the whole system breaks down, communication goes away really quick in a natural disaster. All the basic resources that we count on from day to day just kind of go away, and you're like, oh, what the heck do we do now? So they came up with an idea for a solar-powered light source, but this is what makes it cool. The solar-powered light source is inflatable. So I'm going to show some pictures of this. It's really cool because when it is deflated, it's very compact, and you can ship many more of these in a box than you could a standard flashlight. Even a small standard flashlight takes up more packaging, takes up more room, it's heavier, it's more expensive to ship. These are called Luminade. And basically it's powered, that dark square that you're seeing right now is a solar cell. It takes about maybe 3 to 4 hours to charge it up the first time, and then you have 2 power settings on there, one for low, one for high. On high, it'll last about 4 hours. On low, it'll give you about 8 hours of light. And as you can see, when it's lit up, it is very bright, and when it is deflated, it is extremely compact. Now, they played around with the materials a little bit. It is water resistant, and it will float when it's inflated. And they built into the shape of the design a handle, so you can hook it on a tree branch if you need to, or whatever, you know, hokey thing is nearby you. This is a good shot of that right here. So these 2 ladies, Anna Stork and Andrea Streshta, just graduate students at a design school, and they thought, what can we do that will bring light to people who need it most, in a very literal sense? And this is what they came up with. They played around with a bunch of different materials. They were originally going to go with a flexible solar cell, but it added too much to the overall price of the product. And what they wanted to do is keep it to a manufacturer price of about $6 per unit, to keep it cheap, so that it could actually be, you know, distributed to people who needed it, which they're envisioning things like what happened in Haiti, any kind of natural disaster where suddenly you've got no cell phone service, you've got no lights. You can just take one of these and it'll light up, you know, whatever area you're in. It's really cool, and they've kind of extended their philanthropy to the sale of this item. They have a program on their website where you can buy a light, and then if you agree to donate a light to be set aside to be used in disaster instances like this, then they'll give you a reduction on the overall price, which is fantastic. So you can buy them right now. This was originally one of those Indiegogo projects that, of course, exceeded its goal funding very quickly, and so that's how they got started. But you can go to their website, and I have the link up there for you. We'll go ahead and put that into the chat. And it's like $19.95 for one light. I just think it's cool. It's elegant. I love things that are elegant in design. It's very simple. It fulfills a need, a very real need. I mean, because everything breaks down in a disaster. No one, you don't really think about that. Everyone thinks, of course, cell phone interruptions, like what happened in Boston again with the bomber, 9/11. Any big disaster, cell phone towers go out immediately. They're overwhelmed. They still haven't really figured out how to fix that. Although I have some ideas. If they're ever going to call me and ask me, I'll tell them exactly how to fix it. But I love this because it's a practical device that is going to mean a lot to a lot of people when everything else around them is literally crumbled to the ground. And so that's the kind of tech that I truly appreciate, even more so than the latest version of Angry Birds. So yeah, we've got the website link up there on the chat. You can go check it out. If you want to participate in the Give a Light, Get a Light program, I'd recommend it. It's a worthwhile cause. And I just think this is fun. I love this kind of tech. So, and real quick, for tech that is sublime, we're going to move now to tech that is ridiculous. Budweiser. Budweiser has come up with something they call the Buddy Cup, and basically it is a cup that has one of those QR codes on the bottom of the cup that you scan with your phone, right? You scan it with your phone, and then it logs into your Facebook. So now, if you touch your Buddy Cup to someone else's Buddy Cup, you instantly friend them on Facebook. Now, the idea is that Budweiser is going to distribute these Buddy Cups at sponsored Budweiser events, and it encourages people to be, you know, social, blah, blah, blah. I think that you already make enough bad decisions when you're drinking about sharing personal information. This just makes it even easier to make a bad decision when you're drinking. An accidental tap against another cup is all it takes for you to become friends on Facebook, and suddenly they can see everything about you that you haven't made private on Facebook. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't think if I ever go to an event that has one of these, I'll go back out and bring my own cup inside, because I don't know. I'm kind of a privacy freak that way, but I don't know. What do you think? I mean, would you use the Budweiser cup? A lot of you say that it's cool but creepy. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Cool but creepy. I don't know. We'll see. And I get it, it's all a marketing thing by Budweiser, and it's not a bad idea necessarily. I don't know. I don't see myself using it anytime soon. So anyway, I could go on all day, but I'm not going to because we have a lot to get to on today's show. So send me your tech questions, ken@loadedtv.com, or over there on Twitter @WakeUpCallTech. Of course, you can find me on my Facebook page for the show, and then Google+. And, you know, just say hi. I like it when people say hi. I'm not a mean guy. I won't bite you if you send me an email and say, hi, Ken. So anyway, we have a lot to get to, so we're going to take a quick break again, and then we'll come back. So don't go anywhere. You're watching LoadedTV.com. LoadedTV.com. Stay tuned. I need more coffee. We'll be right back.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
In 1946, the first Kinder Family Meat Market opened and customers were lining up to get a taste of Kinder's barbecue. The same is true today. Kinder's Meats Deli and Barbecue in Reno means fresh, daily, cooked-to-order meats from their open-to-the-public meat counter. Ribs are their specialty, no prepackaged meats, only the freshest, slow-cooked, savory St. Louis ribs money can buy. And every Thursday, succulent beef ribs from 3 generations of hard work and family pride. Kinder's Barbecue and Catering, fresh from their smoker to your table.
Hey everybody, thanks for sticking with us through the break. You're watching the Wake Up Call here on LoadedTV.com. And don't forget, don't do drugs, kids. That's what that commercial's telling you. Sorry. All right, I'm Natalie Jones, and we have the great pleasure. We have two great guests on today. Now, this is the integrity segment that we're going to be doing every Monday. And what's great about this is it's all really about the entertainment industry, what's going on with, movies and commercials and actors all around the state of Nevada. I want to introduce to you Debbie Lieberman, who is from Integrity Casting, as well as Jackie Jones. And you guys, so what's going on? Why are you here today? What are we talking about?
We're here to have some fun.
Okay. What's going on? We have a very specific subject.
Yes, we're here to talk about a tax bill that we're hoping to pass here to bring in different production companies and film crews to Nevada to film.
Awesome. So this is really important. Now, you guys have been researching this. Tell us about what's been going on in the past.
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring in more different film crews, and whether it's for movies, TV shows, or any type of
stuff like that. Why were they not filming here? I mean, why now?
Well, we're actually one of 6 states that doesn't have any sort of incentive to bring them. Most states have a tax credit of up to 10% off of money spent here in the state. So we're trying to get this bill to pass, and to me it's exciting to bring in more different productions here to Nevada and to get that here, because we're losing out on a lot of revenue.
A lot. And I mean, not only the revenue, but just being able to work. I mean, as a working actress, I have to go somewhere else. I'm going to have to go to California or over the state line to really get a lot of work. There is work here locally, but it'd be nice to have bigger productions. So Jackie, weigh in on this.
We don't shoot a whole lot of stuff here just because of the fact that we don't have a tax incentive, so like to bring them here. So, they shoot, maybe a couple scenes here and then they're gone because we have nothing to keep them here. And that for us, loses so much, you know, like tourists and stuff like that that could be bringing in. Like, when I go to LA, I'm like, I want to see where this movie was filmed, you know, I'm jumping around and stuff. And, you know, I mean, it'd be nice to have tourists be like, oh, I remember that from that movie, you know? And I think that'd be pretty cool, you know.
Puts attention on...
It does.
So, what's going on with the bill right now? Can you give a little more
right now, it's actually, it's kind of right now in transition. It's in the Senate, and it's been talked about, and they're kind of trying to hopefully get it to pass. They've got until June to pass it. As everyone knows, a bill has 180 days for it to pass. And so some of the rules for this bill, if it does pass, is that the production company or film crew needs to spend 60% of their money in the state in order for it to happen. And they need to spend at least $500,000 here in Nevada for it to work.
Which is good. Good thing that, you know, we're going to be getting that money. That's a lot of money.
That will generate a lot of income for the state, and also it will bring potential jobs here. So that's something we're really looking for.
A lot of people are kind of debating it because they're like, oh, you know, it needs to be, you know, the money needs to be put towards, you know, different other things. And it's like, well, yeah, you know, like, I mean, all of the other stuff is important, but you have to bring, like, for me, that's culture. Like, you know, I mean, having, like, the acting world, that's a different culture. That's a different world. And if you bring it here, you expose our younger kids to something that they might not ever see. You know, if they ever, you know, go to Hollywood or anything like that, they might never see that.
So why do you guys think that Nevada, in particular, is a good film location at all?
Well, to be honest,
location.
Well, no, we're close to everything. We've got Tahoe, we do have a portion of Tahoe in here in Nevada. We've got mountains, we've got skiing, we've got all kinds of different...
Desert, we have cactuses. That's, you know, that's a big thing in Nevada is the cactuses.
I mean, even if you were thinking about it, even... think about all the, now, not just great big, you know, budget movies, but we're talking music videos. So many different things that really should be shot here in the Reno area. Now, is there any way for us to support this? Can we call our congressman? What can we do? Do you know?
Well, that's something. You can always write in. Calling the congressman will only work so much because they get like a bazillion calls a day. But writing in, emailing, you can always do stuff with the government that way. And so that's we're trying to get this to pass because it will be very beneficial for us here. Because we do have so much going on for us.
So what do you guys figure? You know, I know we're all connected with the local acting scene and acting community, and speak a little bit about that. How this affects them and why you think, you know, because someone might say, well, you know, but LA, they've got all the actors there. What about Reno?
We have so many young and talented actors. Like, I've been acting since I was 7 and I'm now almost 20. And it's like, I've seen so many different types of talent where these kids in Reno are really talented. It just takes somebody to notice. And, you know, like, I mean...
get the work.
And, you know, if you put the work here, it's so much easier for people like Tony and for people like Debbie to, you know, kind of to bring those talent, those younger or, you know, just any talent in Nevada, bring them here and have them, you know, audition and, you know, maybe make their dreams, you know, kind of explode.
No, I agree with that, and I think you have to have work. You know, that's the thing. It's like saying, well, I really want to be a dentist, but no one needs their teeth done. I mean, so if as an actor, you know, that's where you do kind of, everyone tries very hard here, don't get me wrong, but it can kind of wither on the vine if you don't have the work, and everyone deserves to be able to work. That's another thing. You know, the entertainment industry is an industry, and people make money, and they should get paid, you know, to do what they do, and I really, really hope
that this passes.
I hope that this passes. I think it would be...
We're all sitting up here like, come on.
I think it would just be plain dumb not to do it. You know, especially with a lot of the casinos, and casinos are doing well, but you want to have a diversity in, you know, what kind of industries you have in your town.
Oh, I agree. And Nevada's losing out on potential income.
Yeah, the show Vegas is actually filmed in New Mexico, which is... let's see, it's possible for like 3,268 jobs to be brought here, not mentioning, you know, all of the money that the film industry is spending here on costumes, on, maybe lighting, or, whatever the film industry is spending their money on to make the film happen, it brings so much business to our local business.
Yes, for so many
entrepreneurs.
Ways.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it as well, not only are you getting the actors, but your actors have to eat, and you have to pay them, all these different people, and just in our people who are directors, and all the production people and people who do makeup. I mean, it's really a growing community. I think it's been stunted by exactly this thing, because there's just not enough work, and the reason it's not coming is because of these tax incentives. And like you said, we're one of very few states that isn't giving these tax incentives.
There's 6 states, including us, that have this issue. Because a lot of stuff that says it's filmed in the Nevada desert, this and that, it's really filmed in New Mexico.
Right.
Because
or right
they
on
have the
California.
Or Arizona, too. Arizona is, a desert as well, so it's kind of easy to portray that desert.
That just seems really
in Arizona. And it's like, why would you film it, in a fake area when you could just film it in the real Vegas? It's like, I mean, I think it'd be cool to drive by something like that and be like, oh, hey, that's they're filming right there. My car's in the background, I'm dressed in
and just really giving people the opportunity. And even if you're not like a professional actor, people just love to, come and be an extra and stuff. I'm just going to put my glasses on so I can see. Mary, Orange Tea says, well done, Loaded TV. Thank you. It's a great debate. We really do have quite a bit of talent here. Tone has been weighing in. She's watching. Tony's really on the forefront of a lot of this stuff.
Oh, no. Tony.
Tony's
watching. Oh, no. Hi, Tony.
So, I mean, but she's pushing.
Oh, Tony's pushing. She wants to see, she does work out in California. She works here in Nevada. She wants to see Nevada grow. She wants to see our local talent here get great jobs and get, really into the industry, because most of the people who are really into acting, they have to go to California, or you have to pack up and move and go to the hot spots. And right now we don't have enough work for everyone.
It really could be
so
so
close to California too, which is just crazy to me that we don't already have it, and we're so close. We're the next state over from California.
So much, and it would just really be great. I'd love to be able to see more of this stuff come in. A lot of the actors, and what's so great too, I think, is that LA is LA. Okay, I lived in LA. But it'd be nice to be able to stay here where your home is, where you've built a home. And I see a lot of people who almost give up on that acting because they want to stay here. And it would be really great to have a lot of opportunities. Tony was mentioning that there's a TV pilot and a whole television series that's waiting on this right now that we've all been involved in, and we're just waiting for this bill to be passed. So, pass it!
Just saying.
I mean, at some point, it's just got to be, let's get this thing passed. Here's how you can, here's how you guys can help. Write in, call in, email, bother these guys, get behind it, and we want to get this passed by next month. You guys have been great guests. Where can we see you?
Around.
All around.
I hang out in Reno sometimes,
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Do you have a website?
I don't.
Okay.
I should probably get one.
We gotta get you one.
You're
adorable.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I love hearing that I'm adorable. I love it.
All right. Well, you let us know, and we'll have you on again. And when you get that website up, so we can. Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Okay.
I am on Facebook. It's Jackie Jaqie Jones Jones. If anybody's
She's available for commercials.
I'm available for
She's
TV.
ready to go.
I love TV. I love the cameras. So. Just saying.
Just a little bit. And if you want to contact Debbie, you can contact her at.
You can always call us at the studio. The phone number is 775-322-1515.
Awesome. And if you guys want to contact, that's where you can contact Integrity Studios. They are on the forefront, really, of all that is going on with television and movies and commercials here in Northern Nevada. So if you think you've got what it takes, hey, give Debbie a call and
they're great.
They are great.
We'd love to see you guys.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Wake Up Call on LoadedTV.com.
I'm Brandy DeQuinn.
I'm Dave Preston.
Jones.
Ken McKim, host of The Wake Up Call.
Live here at the Bonanza Casino.
Every weekday morning.
From 9 to 10 a.m.
and you want a salt and pepper to taste. Hi, I'm Chef Dave Preston, Chef de Cuisine of Wake Up Call and LoadedTV.com. I'm also Nevada's guru of the good life, and I live in a world where without technology, I would fall so far behind. I use technology every day. I use the internet. I use video on demand, and I have a high-tech phone, and it all comes from Charter Communications. They have a thing called the Triple Play. For $29.95 a month for the first 12 months, you get the fastest internet, according to PC Magazine, over 10,000 titles on video demand, and a telephone that has local and long-distance calling unlimited. It's a great way to resource. It's a great way to get knowledge and information. It's something I live with each and every day. Again, it's called the Charter Triple Play. You want to find out a little bit more about it, you can call 855-75-SWITCH or go online for charter.com and learn about the Charter Triple Play. It's my preference. It makes me better at what I do, and you can say that Nevada's guru of the good life said Charter Communications will answer all your questions.
New Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
You're watching the Wake Up Call!
Wow.
Oh, man.
Another great show, and you can see that one of our sponsors is the Reno News and Review.
Yes,
they sponsor this great event segment that we're going to do every single day. And the News and Review is really where it's at. For entertainment, alternate stories.
Yeah, they're just a great paper.
I love the paper.
I love them. Yeah, I haven't read the Reno Gazette Journal in forever.
Well, it's a great. It's one of the great classic models. It's a weekly tabloid and it's free.
Yeah.
And those are I think some of the biggest newspapers in the country are tabloids because they tend to be a little more avant-garde. They don't necessarily stick to mainstream. They have the important news. The problem is today the important news is boring or ridiculous or politics or something.
Or they don't delve deep into it.
Yeah, well,
the thing. R&R seems to really investigate when they go out to do a story.
If they do a story, they'll do a story.
Yeah.
That's
really
that's the glory. That's the beauty of a weekly. They know that they have one shot once a week, so it's going to be another step up, a notch up from what everybody else is doing.
Right.
So.
Good journalism, a fun paper to read as well. So I go to the News and Review always to see what's going on around town, who's doing what. It really is the pulse of Reno and what's going on and like different things with entertainment. So obviously this is our entertainment event segment, and we will tell you what is going on this week. What's going on?
Well, there's a play that's running through the month of May at the Baruca Theater. It's called 6 Women with Brain Death, or Expiring Minds You Want to Know. It's actually a musical. It's a hard rock musical, and it's fast paced, and it's a Take No Prisoners satire about pop culture. It features a lot of talented people. Cammie Thompson, who I know is just one of the great talents that we have around here. Great singer, and the cast is just really funny. The Baruca is an intimate theater. It's live theater, and I'll never ever have enough good things to say about live theater because it's truly where you feel what's going on the stage. Personally, it's right
connection.
here. You have a connection that you can get nowhere else. And Baruca is a fun place, and they've just done so many wonderful things, and it's great local talent. So check it out. It's at 8 o'clock. It's very nice a week. Just go to their website, barucatheater.com, or call their box office.
And just the same price as the movie ticket. So don't feel like theater's too much or I can't do it or whatever. So
it's really not.
No.
And, God, I'm having a hard time with the seats today, you guys. If you care at all, I will be at the Circus, by the way, this weekend.
If you care at all.
If you care at all.
If you care at all.
Please come. Okay.
Bring money.
No, it is a fun venue. It's a very, again, close venue. So I'll be there at 10 o'clock Friday and Saturday.
And then tomorrow at the Pioneer Event Center, Rumpelstiltskin is playing. So
I love that story.
I love the Pioneer Theater. That is such an awesome setup. It's a great stage.
Yeah, it's a beautiful theater.
There's no bad seat in the house as far as I'm concerned.
Just saw Elvis Lives there. They just closed. It was 3 generations of Elvis, and it was a fun show. And it's it's always fun to remember Elvis, and they did a pretty good job. These are all the biggest Elvis impersonators in the land were there, and it's basically 2 hours of jam-packed Elvis music from the different periods. And
they have Fat Elvis?
They have 4 different Elvises. They have 4 different Elvises, starting out the very young one up to a guy named Bill Cherry. Bill Cherry is the biggest name in Elvis impersonators. As a matter of fact, he was just given what they call the King of the Legends Award, and they did it on the stage, the Hilton International, down in Vegas, where Elvis played. And I actually had the privilege not too many years ago of staying in the Elvis suite.
Nice.
It was a party, and we got to stay there. And they have it's the very top, needless to say, of the Hilton. And there's a hot tub that sits out. And it's glass all the way around it, so at night the whole strip is there, and it's quite spectacular.
That would be cool.
And the Elvis bed is if you can imagine, take it to an extreme, and that's the Elvis bed. But
all right,
fun.
So Rumpelstiltskin, you can go see that at the Pioneer tomorrow.
Yep,
there's a really great exhibit that's going to be ending, and you guys, it's free. Love that 4-letter word. We've talked about it a little bit, but it is coming to an end. It's going to be done on May 19th, which is this weekend coming. Well, you've got a couple weeks still. Now, it's called Italian Americans at Bat. It is at the Art Italia building, which is right on Flint Street. It's a little annex to the Museum of Modern Art, the Nevada Museum here. It's free, so if you want to go Thursday through Sunday from noon to 5, you can go. It's actually at 442 Flint Street, or you can go to artitaliausa.com. A free exhibit, and I think it's pretty cool because it's about baseball.
A good friend of mine, I'll tell you, and one of the legendary entertainers in the area, Tony DeAndrea, he is the old school comic. I mean, he was on the Jack Benny show. I mean, he goes back and back. And he is playing this Friday, and he is at the Reno, what is it, it's called the Reno Tahoe Comedy Presents Tony DeAndrea. It's the Pioneer Underground.
Yes, Underground.
If you want to go see an old comedian who works all the old shticks, who works the way comedy was back where you really had to create it. You couldn't take topical. You just basically had to have a comedy ability to write. Tony is really funny. He's played. I mean, he's been in movies with Joe Pesci, with Jack Nicholson. I mean, I think he's done over 30 movies. He's a classic comic entertainer.
Did you see who was on Big Bang Theory last week?
No, but I love Big Bang Theory.
Bob Newhart.
Oh, was he?
Oh yeah, he's funny.
It's hysterical. Love Bob Newhart.
But you might want to see it again. Just a fun thing to go see.
Oh, and Ant, tomorrow, Ant, the comedian, is at Catch a Rising Star, Silver Legacy.
So maybe we'll see him this week.
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope we get to see him on Wednesday with Drake.
Yes.
Drake, if you're watching,
hook us
get
up,
it out
man.
on that,
Come
okay?
on, you can make it happen.
All right.
Ant used to do a show where he did he traveled all over the place, did crazy things, which is why he's a comedian, I think.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
It's Brandy Backship.
Yeah. So anyhow, have we come to the end of another Monday?
Yeah, we have.
We got to wrap it up.
Monday's over already. It goes by so quick.
Yeah, but be on the lookout for some changes. We will be doing the Reno Rodeo this year.
Yes.
It's going to be a huge event. And by the way, our entertainment and advertising packages for the Reno Rodeo are primo.
Amazing.
Really good. Please contact us at info@loadedtv.com if you want any information about that. Not only will it be on our website, it will be on the Reno Rodeo website. So an excellent way to advertise. Please contact us if you want to do that.
Not just your commercial, but you get VIP tickets to the event too. A whole bunch of good stuff.
And if you're listening to Reno Rodeo, we got over 5 million hits.
Yes.
So if you want to,
if you want your company to be seen, 5 million
get some exposure and get some recognition.
Yeah. Please contact us. Call us or info@loadedtv.com.
And it is the richest rodeo in the circuit. It's the richest rodeo in the circuit. So all the big names are there.
Yep.
And it's basically 9 full days of cowboy.